November 11th, 2024 was my last day at work. I quit after working for more than 5 years at the same company and for more than 10 years as a developer with no intention of coming back. Maybe in the future I will have to, but I'm certainly not looking for new opportunities. In many respects, if you like tinkering with stuff, if you like building things and learning constantly, being a software engineer is a good job. It's also a relatively well-paid job in most countries, considering the flexibility you get and other perks. On the flip side, working for yourself, as I am now, offers no consistent pay and no security, but I quit anyway. So I want to tell you the story of how I got there and my history at work that led to that decision. I'm sure many of you are thinking about how I pay my bills now, and I will be transparent with you. About 30% of my income comes from the app I made called One Menu. These numbers are particularly low this month because I've been taking a bit of a longer vacation, and coincidentally the videos I posted recently haven't performed as amazingly as I would have liked, but it is what it is. The rest of my income comes from sponsored videos, and my goal is to slowly but surely shift this percentage in favor of my own products. I would love to get to something like 50-50 by the end of the year. And in this respect, I'm working on a number of features for my existing app, and I also have some new products to launch. I try to share realistic numbers and my true experience with you guys, so if you're interested in following along my journey, a sub is greatly appreciated. But why did I quit my job? It boils down to this one reason: not seeing meaningful progress in my career that was proportional to the effort that I was putting in. Part of it is due to the company I used to work for, and I will tell you a little bit about that experience as much as I can without getting sued for disclosing sensitive information, but then I will also contrast that with my prior experiences to give you a more complete picture. But before we go into the details, a quick word from our sponsor. Akiflow is a unique app that acts as a catch-all inbox for things like tasks and emails. It connects pretty much with any productivity app and pulls in all your tasks in one place so that you can organize them on the calendar view. I started working with an external team to help me manage this YouTube channel, including video editing and stuff, and here on my calendar view I have all my tasks blocked out so that I can make sure I get the right things done at the right time so that no one is blocked waiting for me. What's really impressive about Akiflow is the two-way sync engine that they got, which ensures that when you check things off from here, the change is reflected in the app where the task originated from. One interesting aspect of Akiflow is the ability to treat emails as to-do items, which is something I often use to directly add bug reports from users that I get on email all the time. It's really easy, and even though it's a bug report, it gives me the motivation to get it done as soon as possible. Akiflow's AI assistant is very good at taking a simple request, like if there are tasks in my inbox for more than 2 days, suggest a good time to schedule them, or even as simple as asking it to block out a time for a run if the weather is nice. If you use many apps for different purposes in your life as a busy person, Akiflow helps you truly understand just how much capacity you have in a given week or even a day. For me, this is important because I can give accurate estimates for when I have some availability for YouTube videos while making sure that my apps and users are getting the support that they need and deserve. You can give Akiflow a try for free, so make sure to check out the link in the description. So, before I joined my last company, I used to work at a smaller startup where it all started with just myself and a non-technical founder. And we grew that company organically with real grit and elbow grease and no outside investment. The company did start making money and we hired a few people along the way, but eventually it got acquired, which is about the same time I moved to Norway. But still, even at its biggest, the company was small and we held it together with a sense of ownership. For me personally, that meant that if something didn't work and I had to fix it, nobody else would do it instead of me, and the customers would leave and it was game over. Now, sometime later, I joined my last company here in Norway, which was a much bigger team even back then. And with my attitude towards work coming from basically survival mode, I was shocked with how slowly things can move when somebody else is paying the bills. And because I was still in this state of mind to work really hard, a few other people at work gave me the nickname the Golden Boy to mock my attitude a little bit, because I was always there, always working hard, taking tasks nobody wanted to take, and so on. But that's obviously not why I quit. I'll explain this part now. So what happened to this golden boy? As quarters went by, because, corporate always measures time in quarters, I participated in what is called a merit process, which is when they evaluate your performance in the past year and decide if they will promote you or if there will be salary increases. And I noticed a very interesting pattern where year after year I was repeatedly being told something like, Marco, everything that's up to you, everything you've been doing so far, you've done remarkably well, and next time when there is a window open for promotion, we will have this in mind, but just right now it's not the right time. Every year by law in Norway, everyone gets a slight bump in salary, including me. And while I can't say how much I got, I will say that it wasn't more than the effective rate of inflation at the time. Let's just put it that way. One time I confronted my engineering manager about this very fact. So we were sitting in my merit process meeting and he gave me a number which was supposed to be my increased salary, but in absolute terms. And I did a little bit of mental math and I'm like, yeah, but in terms of percent, it's only this much. And he was like, oh, you're quick with calculating that. And I was like, yeah, I'm quick, but that's less than inflation. And he was like, I know, there's nothing I can do. Company policy. I have a lot of respect for this guy, for the record though, because he worked even harder than me on occasion, and when you know what real hard work looks like, you notice it easily. Now, I want to go back to this chart, and I understand it might look a little bit grim, but there is a positive way to look at this. In the past month, I did maybe 50 or 70% less work, so it's actually showing a little bit of resilience in proportion to the effort that I put in. And even more importantly, there were months when I did work harder, and in those times I saw an increase from one month to another that was in the 50% range. So basically, I quit my job because in what I do now, I found at least a correlation between the effort that I'm putting in and the money I'm able to make. And that makes me excited to work and improve even further.